Tonight, you'll probably sleep alone. Maybe in a room with a partner. Maybe with a phone glowing beside you. But mostly, in silence, in the dark, by yourself. That feels normal. It isn't. For over 99 of human history, sleeping alone almost never happened. Not because people lacked space. Because a lone sleeper, in the open, at night, was a body waiting to be found by something with teeth. In 2007, anthropologist Carol Worthman, from Emory University, studied sleep patterns among the Hadza, a hunter-gatherer group in Tanzania who still live largely as humans did 30,000 years ago. She found something striking. At any given hour of the night, at least one person in the camp was awake. Not by accident. By design. Worthman called it a rolling pattern of vigilance. While most of the group slept, someone's eyes were always open. An hour later, a person drifted off, and someone else woke. The watch rotated, silently, all night, every night, without anyone assigning a schedule. This wasn't unique to the Hadza. Similar patterns have been recorded among the Huansi of the Kalahari and the F of the Congo Basin. Across continents, across climates, across completely different cultures with no contact between them, the same behavior kept surfacing. Sleep, for most of human history, was never a solo event. It was a shared, monitored, defended activity. It is the disruption, your body still remembers this. And it will change how you understand every uneasy night you've ever spent alone. In 2016, sleep researcher Yuka Sasaki, then at Brown University, ran an experiment that seemed to confirm something ancient was still wired into modern brains. She placed people in unfamiliar sleep environments and monitored their brain activity overnight. She found that on the first night in a new place, one hemisphere of the brain stayed measurably more alert than the other. She called it the first night effect. It didn't fade with reassurance. It didn't fade with locked doors. It behaved like a leftover nightwatch system, still running, still checking for danger, in a world that no longer has any. Sasaki's data lined up with something researchers had already suspected. The human brain doesn't fully power down during sleep, and it never evolved to. It evolved in a world of hyenas, leopards, and rival groups, where a fully unconscious human, alone, was a liability the species couldn't afford. Group sleeping solved that problem in two ways. Numbers meant a threat had to get past more than one set of ears. And rotation meant the group's collective vigilance never actually switched off, even while individuals did. But watching for predators wasn't the only reason humans clustered together at night. There was a second problem. One with nothing to do with danger, and everything to do with a number that would have killed people just as effectively. Cold. At night, in the open savanna or in a cave mouth exposed to wind, temperatures could drop 15 to 20 degrees Celsius within hours. A single adult human, unclothed or lightly clothed by modern standards, loses body heat fast when isolated. In 1961, physiologist Cornelis Wyndham studied thermoregulation in southern African populations and found that skin temperature on exposed limbs during cold nights dropped low enough, in isolated individuals, to risk hypothermia within a single night, even in climates most people wouldn't consider extreme. Body sleeping in contact changed that equation completely. Shared body heat, layered close together, reduced heat loss dramatically. A group of 6 or 8 sleeping in physical contact could maintain a stable microclimate that no single body could hold on its own. This wasn't a comfort. It was thermodynamics. Group sleep was, quite literally, a survival technology, built from nothing but proximity. That's not the whole story, though. Because if danger and cold were the only reasons, group sleeping should have started fading the moment humans built fire, built shelters, built walls. It didn't. In 1966, primatologist and anthropologist James Chisholm noted something odd while studying infant caregiver sleep arrangements across dozens of traditional societies. Even in cultures with warm shelters, secure walls, and no local predators left to fear, co-sleeping persisted, generation after generation, long after the original survival pressures had disappeared. Something else was holding the behavior in place. The answer showed up in a place nobody expected to find it: newborn breathing. In the 1980s, sleep researcher James McKenna, at the University of Notre Dame, began studying mother-infant sleep using overnight lab monitoring. He found that infants sleeping in close contact with their mothers synchronized their breathing and heart rate rhythms to the adult beside them. Infants sleeping alone showed more irregular breathing patterns, and in some cases, longer pauses between breaths. McKenna's conclusion reframed the entire behavior. Group sleep, especially between infant and caregiver, wasn't just about staying warm or staying watched. It was a physiological regulator. A human body, sleeping close to another human body, helped stabilize functions the isolated body struggled to manage on its own. For an infant with an immature nervous system, that regulation could be the difference between a stable night and a dangerous one. Predators explained why groups slept together. Cold explained why bodies stayed close. But McKenna's research explained something deeper, why the behavior never fully left, even after every external threat disappeared. The human body, it turns out, was never built to regulate itself completely alone. Not its temperature. Not its vigilance. Not even, in infancy, its own breath. Do you feel a version of this every time an empty apartment feels louder than it should? Every time a hotel room, locked and safe, still keeps you half awake on the first night. That isn't fear without a cause. It's a 300,000-year-old system, still checking the perimeter, still waiting for a second heartbeat nearby, because for almost the entirety of human history, there always was one.